Okay, so here's a situation. You need to create a course in the system that includes the ability to go ahead and offer multiple training sessions for that course. So that's what we're going to do, and that's to go ahead and do that. What we're going to do is log in as our buddy Curtis here. Curtis has all the necessary permissions and privileges with the learning specialist role. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the My Client Groups and find Learning. And we're going to come down here to Courses, and we're going to start at the course level. Once again, the course level is the very top level, and then we're going to add layers under that. So the course that we're going to create in this example that would constitute multiple sessions is some organizations, they have a welcome breakfast for their new hires, and many times the sessions, so people can go ahead and sign up for this welcome breakfast, they end up in the learning management system. Not to mention there's a lot to learn during a new hire welcome breakfast. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go new hire welcome breakfast 2021. And a lot of times when we do this, we have a pretty good idea of when the welcome breakfasts, if that's a thing, breakfasts are going to occur. In this case, in my experience, working with and for multitude of different organizations, they pick a certain day during the week every month. So in this case, we're going to do the first Monday of every month to allow people to come in and be welcomed into the organization. You may want to do the last Friday of the month or whatever if this is something that you do or something similar. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. The syllabus or the description of this is all new hired employees are formally invited to this welcome breakfast event. Okay. And we're going to copy the title and put it in the short description as well. It's not required, but it helps with the meta tags. So the publish start date, we're going to publish this starting today. We can even backdate this if we wanted to. We're just going to keep it today. And the publish end date, we're going to do this all the way up to the end of the year, which means that technically the last session in December is going to be the 6th. So let's go ahead and just make it the 6th. So this course is going to disappear from searches and from communities and anywhere that you can find it in the system. The ability to see it is going to disappear on the 6th of December. Okay, minimum expected effort. So this is going to go from 9 to 11:30. So that's 9, 10, 11. That's 2.5 hours. And maximum is 2.5 hours. There's no price to this. Once again, just like I've said in all my videos that deal with creating content in Learning Cloud, always choose a branding image. Don't go with the stock Oracle image. It's boring. And people find and they feast with their eyes when it comes to learning content for any courses. It doesn't matter if this one or others. It's sort of like food. You feast with your eyes first, and people are so visually conditioned to look for images and thumbnails that you really should put a branding image in there. Same thing with the trailer. Could this event justify a trailer? Sure. 30 seconds of, hey, come on, welcome to our company. Come and join us for a welcome breakfast so people can network and we can say hi to you officially. CEO will be there, the VP will be there, somebody will be there, to answer any of your questions about what you've just gotten into joining our company. And And then after that, there's really nothing else in this particular example. There are no prerequisites, no learning outcomes. None of this additional stuff is going to apply in this example. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Save and Close. And now we have a course that we can go ahead and start creating offerings for this course. Now, the difference between this course and other courses that I've created in other videos as it relates to offerings is this course is actually going to feature multiple offerings. And whenever you feature multiple offerings, you have to remember one thing. You have to remember that if you go and complete or attend any one of the offerings that you go ahead and put into the system for that course, you'll get a completion status for the course. It's you can attend this one or this one or this one and that or, not and. There's no and with this. It's or. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start creating the first offering. And because this is a breakfast, it's not self-paced. It's not blended. Blended is another video. It's instructor-led. You have to show up. You have to interact with people in a physical manner. Okay. So this first offering, New Hire Welcome Breakfast 2021, and this is probably one of the few times that you may want to alter the title. 2021, you may want to say breakfast. Let's say October 2021 to be a little bit more specific. Because guess what? We're going to create more than one offering here. We're going to do October. We're going to do November. We're going to do December, and being able to distinguish one offering to another just by its title in the naming convention and the title really helps with a lot of things. Really helps with being able to identify which one that I want to attend. It really helps with reporting, and when you start running reports on who attended what and things like that, or what was offered when. So this is one of the few times that I would recommend altering the offering title to be a little bit more specific, especially if you have more than one offering for the same course. Description. This could be the same description as the syllabus. I'm just going to leave it blank for right now. Publish start date, which is today. Publish end date. So do you want to allow this particular offering to linger, okay, beyond October? I would say no. Because here's the thing, if you allow it to linger, what happens is people will then select it, as silly as it sounds. They're in December and they're going to select October, and then they won't be able to do anything. And then they're going to scratch their head and say, why is that here? So the actual date in which this is going to happen in October is going to be October 4th. So let's go ahead and end this October 4th. And then the offering start date, end date, this is the actual event dates, right? So the offering date is going to be, once again, October 4th. And then the end date is going to be October 4th. This is another example of a one-day type of thing. As a matter of fact, just sort of like a half-a-day thing. And then you can define the primary classroom, which this is going to be pulling from your resources area in Learning Cloud. There's a repository that is identified as classroom. So we have some in the repository, and let's just say we're going to do this at the New York campus. Okay, and then language is going to be an English facilitator type. They may be a known facilitator, may not be a known facilitator. Instructor, training supplier. Once again, these have to be populated in advance. So if I'm looking for an instructor, and I can define the primary instructor. And here are people that are already on the instructor list. Only people that you define as being an instructor will show up in this list. So let's say the instructor or the host is Elizabeth. Okay, the offering coordinator who's setting this up is Curtis, and then we come down here and you may have capacity rules for this one. Like for instance, let's say the room that you're having this in only holds 25 people, and your company's on a hiring spree. So, if somebody doesn't register or they don't sign up in time, they may have to wait until the following month to go to the breakfast. So you can go ahead and click on capacity rules, and then you can go ahead and say the minimum capacity, let's say, and you might be in the opposite situation. Not a whole lot of hiring is happening. So in order to actually run this event, you might say that we need at least 15 people, and the maximum capacity might be 25 people, like I mentioned before. And then you have a waitlist mode, first in, first out, so first come, first serve, and then allow joining from the waitlist from self-service as far as the rules. You're going to want to keep that checked in order for the waitlist to self-populate. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the activities since we're in the offering. And once again, if you click activities too prematurely, if you notice I was going to come up here and click save, but I want you to see the warning box that if you don't save what you've done on this screen, it's going to say you need to save it. So we're going to save, and then it's going to take me over to activities. Now the activities is for the employee to be able to go ahead and enroll and sign up and put the actual object on their calendar and all that. So we're going to go ahead and create this. And well, actually, I'm going to back up for a second. I'm going to click cancel for a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click cancel again. And oh, that took me all the way out. That's okay. Let's jump back in. Sometimes this happens. So we're going to highlight this and edit. It's going to take me back to my general information tab. That's where I meant to go back to. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this and go over to activities. And I'm going to create an activity because what I really want, excuse me, is I want consistency in the title. So new hire welcome breakfast October 2021. I might also go grab the description. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that blank. It brings over the date, so this is 10/4. When is this going to start? We're going to start this at 9 o'clock in the morning. When are we going to end this? We're going to end it at 11:30. That way the entire day isn't destroyed. And we're going to keep this in the New York time zone, Eastern time zone. We're not going to repeat this per se, even though you could repeat this monthly and all that other stuff. But I have found that by creating and going through the method I'm about to show you as far as creating another offering works much better. So we'll leave that repeat none, and then expected effort 2.5 hours. And we are not going to allow people to complete themselves as far as the activity. I do not know too many situations that this would be appropriate. Pretty much every organization uses instructor-led offerings, and they don't check this box. We have the instructor identified that came over from the previous tab, and also the classroom came over from the previous tab. If you want to add additional resources, you could, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and click close. Now, that was quite involved for one offering inside a course. I think you would agree. Oh, one other thing. This might be also the type of thing that you're going to enable an evaluation. People that put on these type of events, they do want to know what you think of them. So go ahead and enable the evaluation. And may not require it for completion. If you do, then you can click on use another evaluation and then add the same evaluation back. We're just going to use the default evaluation. If you want to see what the evaluation and the questions are going to be asked, you can click on preview, and a new little pop-up window comes up, and here are the questions that are going to be asked. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, where do I go to create new evaluations or alter that evaluation? And there's an evaluation area in HCM Cloud. It's completely separate from Learning Cloud, and it handles all the evaluations, all the surveys, all the tests, all the quizzes for the entire system. There are other applications that use evaluation type features and functions. So Oracle decided to centralize it because of that. So you'll have to go over to the evaluation area and alter them there or build them there. Okay, now I'm going to click Save and Close. Okay, so this takes me back as soon as we get to the screen. Come on. There we go. This takes us back to the review screen for the offering. So I can see I'm in the offering right here. If I click back, then it's going to take me to the review screen of the course. Okay. And if I wanted to see the details of the course, I would come up to the definition. I'm still in the offerings area, right? But we're going to stay in this offerings area because, like I said before, we're going to create multiple offerings for this course. So the most common way of doing this, there's a couple different ways of doing this, but the most common and most controlled way of doing this is by highlighting an existing offering. And you certainly can go ahead and come up here and create another instructor-led offering and repeat everything I just did. However, I highly recommend that you use one of the offerings as a pseudo template in order to create your next offering. So you highlight it and then you click copy. And the reason why you want to do this is for two reasons. Number one, it's very important that you have consistency with everything associated with your offering, right down to the naming convention in your title. So like for instance, I'm going to remove copy of, and I'm going to change and say this is November. So now I'm starting on my November offering. Okay. And then everything else from a consistency standpoint is going to be the same with the exception of some dates. Published start date is today, end date. I'm going to change this to November 1st. Offering start date November 1st. End date November 1st. And then the classroom stuff is the same. Instructor, maybe it's a different instructor, maybe it's the same instructor. It's up to you, but it goes much faster. And that's the second point. It's to speed up the process. Okay. Same thing with the capacity rules. You don't have to do anything with that. You just have to ensure that it's still there. All right. And then let's go over to activities. Once again, it's going to ask you to save the screen. All right. And then when we're on the activities page, we're going to have to make some alterations there because once again, we've copied it and now we have to make some changes there. So it's giving us some red flags here or some caution icons. And that's okay. We're going to highlight this and we're going to edit this. And it's cautioning us because of dates and resources. So the activity date is once again November. Same start time, same end time, same everything else, same location, same instructor. And I'm going to click close. Oh, one other thing. I almost forgot. We're going to change this to November. All right, now I'm going to click close. Okay, so no more red flags here, no more caution icons. And then same thing with the evaluation. It's going to copy the configuration all the way through the activities here, including the evaluation. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save and close. So we're going to do one more And I'm going to go through a little faster now. So this is the review screen. I'm going to click back. And here we go. So I'm going to copy November, click on, highlight it, click on copy. And what I'm going to do here is change the title. So new hire, and this is now going to be December. And I'm going to change the dates. So this is going to be December 6th. The offering start date is going to be December 6th. Offering end date is going to be December 6th. Still going to be in New York. Everything else is going to be the same. Capacities are going to be the same, all that. I'm going to click Save. Then I'm going to click Activities. And you can see how fast this goes. Especially, and you can knock out an entire year's worth of sessions here in like a half hour. Once again, we have our cautions, but we're going to eliminate that by making some adjustments here. December. And then we're going to change this to December 6th. Same times, same everything else. Close. And in just a few minutes here, everything else here is the same. Just a few minutes here, we now have 3 offerings. We have 3 offerings for a course, and I would just keep going. And when somebody goes and chooses this course from the library, or if this course is being promoted through an email, and you click on the course link, and you want to enroll, a window is going to open up, and it's going to show you, here are the choices, and here are the sessions, or here are the offerings that are included in this course. And as a reminder, one more time, once you attend and complete, and somebody recognizes that you're there, which is completing it, once you complete any one of these offerings, you will get a completion status for the course. You do not have to complete all of the offerings. That's a very big misconception, a misnomer, and it's just any one of these offerings that you have to complete in order to get a completion status for the course. So here's a recap. We created a course titled New Hire Welcome Breakfast, and then we created 3 offerings, one for November, one for October, November, December. Ideally, this type of course would be done like I would create an entire year's worth of offerings like in December, and then into the following year, 2022, I would have all 12 set up. So new hires would know to come in and find the breakfast that they can go to, and then sign up for that, right? So we've created 3 offerings that are defined by month, and then that way employees can go ahead and appropriately choose.